Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. We are living in a very political era in the entertainment industry. There's a lot of false identity. There's, look at me, I'm a strong female. Look at me, I hate men. Men suck, and women are awesome. That's what we're getting in films and TV shows right now. And it's hard to watch. And most of the time, I'm not watching it. So when there's a creative who's a genius, like M. Night Shyamalan, who doesn't do stupid things like that, when you've got a studio like Universal, who doesn't do things like that, owned by a company called Comcast, who don't do things like that, you admire them. And let's not forget Blumhouse, who also doesn't do things like that. Blumhouse's reputation is going higher and higher because they make films to compel audiences, how it should. So welcome to my Glass review. I don't know if I've already done a Glass review, but this is another one. I rewatched the film last night. Really hard to sleep. Got a lot of personal problems right now. I won't bore you with them, of course. But yeah, I decided to watch Glass, rewatch it. And the best thing about this film, I mean, there's a lot of good things about this film, by the way, but the cast are brilliant. Let me just read you out some names because I always forget names. Even like really famous people, the stars of the film. I don't know why, but anyway. James McAvoy. James McAvoy's performance as this character with all these identities. First of all, it's a fantastic concept by M. Night Shyamalan. Again, genius. The man's a genius. But to find an actor who can pull this off is amazing. And I tell you what, Anya Taylor-Joy is a marvel. A marvel. She is a brilliant young actor. So good. And her and James work so well together. And she's quite integral to this film. And I knew she was going to be in Glass. But I didn't realise she would play such a pivotal role. Now we've got Spencer Treat Clark. Joseph Dunn, of course, David Dunn's son. Now, he was the young kid in Unbreakable, which I didn't realise at first. Great performance. But now we've got to talk about this woman, Sarah Paulson. She's so... Look, since American Horror Story, I think she's brilliant. And in fact, I thought Sarah should have played Cheetah in Wonder Woman 1984. She's perfect. She's such a strong, powerful actor. And what I love about her, she's playing this like, she comes across as this naive shrink who really believes these three people don't have superpowers, that they're delusional, and that she can help them. That is how she comes across. And you believe it. And her performance and the way it's written really convince you she's just a naive shrink who really thinks she can cure these people. Now, Samuel L. Jackson, now this is brilliant. This is brilliant. I'll give you a comparison. Samuel L. Jackson in Unbreakable and Glass. Now compare him to all his performances in the MCU. He's so wasted in the MCU, but in Unbreakable and in Glass, the man proves he's such a good actor. And people don't really understand how good he is because he's kind of always playing these kind of angry dudes, these dudes with attitude. But this role, you've got to be able to act to pull it off. And Glass is brilliant in this film. He really is. Bruce Willis as David Dunn, really good. I didn't really understand the negative reviews. I didn't understand why they said Bruce Willis didn't have much screen time. I thought he had quite enough screen time to do what they needed to do. I don't know if he was busy. Listen, for me, I never thought, where's Bruce Willis? I never thought that. And yes, David Dunn's character was really good. It was just a really good film. No, it's not a good film. It's an outstanding film. It's an outstanding piece of work. So, and I like at the beginning where you see Split doing his thing with his multiple personality. Then David Dunn finds him. And basically, his son helps him. He talks to him on like a headset, which is awesome as well. And he finds him. Ultimately, they get caught, and both of them end up in this mysterious treatment facility, which we don't know what it really is, but at the time it's a treatment facility, and we really believe that this shrink, played by Sarah Paulson, even though I just saw her name, I forgot, I'm terrible, and I so wrong with me, but played by Sarah Paulson, brilliant. When I knew she was in this film, I thought, bloody hell, M. Night Shyamalan, you know how to cast people. She's brilliant. And she doesn't do enough, to be honest with you, in films. Maybe she does and I haven't seen them. But anyway, she's brilliant. She is freaking brilliant in this film. Her and Samuel L. Jackson and James McAvoy and Anya Taylor-Joy are exceptional in this film. And I love it. This is a brilliant film where you think this one genuinely wants to kill them, but you kind of suspect they'll escape in the end. So you don't really know what's going on. And ultimately, Glass comes up with this brilliant plan because it's a double bluff. So at first, you kind of see he's got this plan. He meets Split and he tells him he's going to get him out of there, but he needs the big, strong dude. And so they do that. So when you get to the final momentous moment where they're kind of fighting each other, David Dunn's fighting Split and Glass thinks he's got it worked out, it turns out that this shrink is actually part of this insidious group, basically, this insidious group with these little signs in the inside of their arms. And what they want to do is rid the world of supervillains and superheroes. And it's really good and it really helps because it's a twist. Because basically, it's a great twist because what happens is they kill all three of them. Because David Dunn's kryptonite is water. So they drown him in the water. I think that Mr. Glass gets shot, doesn't he? Or is it? No, it's the other guy who gets shot. I can't remember what they do to him. Oh, I think he gets hit in the stomach by Split. So anyway, basically, this woman, who's obviously running this insidious group, wants them all killed and they all die. But she's not smug about it. She meets kind of the group and says, this had to be done, blah, blah, blah. But she did ask David Dunn before he died, did you actually believe that it was all your powers were in your imagination? And of course, he never answers. He dies. So when that happens, I think, what the fuck? I don't want these people to die. So I was a little bit disappointed. But it's only when you get the twist. And the whole twist is that Glass played this double bluff. And as she says, it basically was a suicide mission because they don't want the world to know about people with powers, whether they're good or bad. She thinks they've succeeded and she's so smug about it. But then she realizes he's uploaded these kind of images of these three people using their powers. And it arrives on the internet. It's all over the news. The whole world knows that these people had powers. She lost. And what I love about this is when she walks into the hallway and she shrieks. I love it. Glass got the last laugh. And I love that. So it was a double bluff. It's a double bluff twist. But, you know, M. Night Shyamalan in Split and in Glass really is on top of his game. Really is. I don't care what anyone says. This is a magnificent, miraculous film. He's done it again. He's a genius. Now, obviously, that's his trilogy over. I don't know if they can make more stories about this group going after other people with special powers. That would be kind of interesting, or maybe a TV show. But I will give this film 9.5 out of 10. I don't care who didn't like it. I don't care about the critics. This is brilliant. And this is a film, like Endgame, that is about the end of something, an end of an era, if you like. I think, and I will compare them, I think what they did with this film was so much more intelligent, so much more rewarding, and Glass is better than Endgame.